Hello again, football fans. Welcome to week 11 of the football season. We got 2 weeks left to go.
Almost home.
Some conferences have a chance of being decided this week. Some tiebreakers could be put into place this week of guarantees. We had week 10 of some great individual performances. If you don't believe us, check out some of the website stuff. Hankins, I know, was our player of the week, deservedly so.
Yeah, 320 some yards. But there were, Bates Taylor at New Hanover had a great week. The running backs at South Columbus had a great week. It was just a fantastic week 10. And week 11, we're at the prop box already, folks, because we had about 13 games to choose from, and we had to cut it down to 8 to put the picks at Star News Varsity. Go there, make your picks that you pick them this week. And now we got to cut it down to 5 for the show. So here's the 3 that didn't make the list. And these are the games that you can see our picks Friday morning at starnewsvarsity.com, and you can make all the picks yourself. New Hanover at Rose, great game in the Mid-Eastern Conference right there. Midway at Trask, critical game in the Tri-County Conference for somebody trying to get maybe a lower playoff seed. And then a really big independent schools game, Harrell's Christian at Ravenscroft. We'll talk about that one a little bit later in the show. But those are the 3 games we aren't going to pick here. So
those 3 are all very good games.
Yeah, I mean, those are great, and there's a whole bunch of other ones, too. When we go through the schedule, we could be talking for days. But for the picks this week, let's go ahead and get started. Aaron's still in the lead, by the way, and I don't know how this is going on. I think he's cheating. We're going to start in the Mid-Eastern Conference. Hager coming off a big win last week. They play at Ashley, which is desperate for a win right now.
One of the reasons I might be in the lead is because I've seen so many games. And Hager's one of those teams I've seen probably 4 or 5 times already this year. And their defense really has a way of winning games for them. They did so last week specifically. They should have done so against South Columbus. Their defense really has that capability. Going to Ashley, a team that they've kind of had their number, play a little bit of psychological games. I really like Hager's defense in this, and I really like them to win on the road, get that 3rd win of the year, and establish themselves for a playoff seed.
Yeah, I was going to say, that at this point, they need to win this one, and they'll have to beat New Hanover to have any shot at the playoffs right now. But with that defense, who knows? I mean, it's completely possible for them. Next game up, and this one really will decide the Mid-Eastern Conference title at this point. If they have any chance, it's Laney against New Bern here on the north side. Buck's got to win to have a chance.
If New Bern wins, coupled with the New Hanover loss, the conference is theirs outright. If they win it all, they've guaranteed themselves a share for that. I've seen them play a couple times, and they are, without question, in my mind, the best team in this area on both sides of the ball. They're outscoring their opponents 340 to 80 on the year. Just dominant on either side of it. And it's really hard to go against that. I'm going to take New Bern on the road. We don't have any props for them, obviously, but I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, we don't have any little bears in here. But like I said, I think Laney can hang with them offensively. I think the problem might be, can Laney get enough stops to stay in the game and not be playing from behind the whole time. Let's go over to the Waccamaw now. We'll start with the game. Again, another team that can clinch a share of a conference title. That's South Columbus. They're at home against their big rival, Whiteville. And there's Maracas, but I don't know if Aaron's going to pick up the other one to shake it with me.
Whiteville's a tough team. They knocked off East Bladen. They've been battle-tested in these tough games in the conference. South Columbus, I just think, if they get through this one, they've got West Brunswick next week, 2 games that you don't want to look past, that you can prepare for both of them going in. It's not exactly a cupcake game either one of those weeks, and I think Whiteville especially is one of those cases where you put in that full week of practice for it, you've got that running game to do it, and I really like South Columbus to win. I've been talking about it all year. One of the biggest injustices is they're not ranked right now.
I still can't believe that. I find that terribly hard to believe at this point, that they are not ranked as state. Tim Howard does the voting for the Star News. He's got South Columbus ranked 7th. I still think that might even be a little bit low. That's my opinion. But Whiteville's going to give them a game. I'm not going to be shocked by that. But at the same time, Jake Fonville told Chuck Carey, and he said that'll be in our preview later this week, he wants to go undefeated. Some coaches are like, I don't care if I go undefeated. They want to win this game bad, and I don't think Whiteville's going to be able to stop them this time. Next game, this will decide 2nd place most likely in the Waccamaw. East Bladen at South Brunswick. Another great game on the schedule.
On paper, it's great because it is legitimately a battle for 2nd place, especially if South Columbus can take care of their business. On the field, it's going to be equally as great because this is a field worth of stud athletes on both sides of the ball. It's a great defense by East Bladen. They've been shutting people down. And by South Brunswick standards, they've got the individual talent to go with anybody on the field, with Nawan Watts, with Marcus Hankins. The list just goes on with South Brunswick. And I think that's going to be a little too much, especially being as though they're at home. So I'm going to dig in. I'm going to get the South Brunswick hat, and I'm going to go there. It's going to be a close, hard-fought game. It could get a little high scoring, but that'll make it fun.
I was going to say, with those two teams, I won't be surprised if it's high scoring. But like you said, it'll be excellent. And then finally, last game on the schedule. This will decide the East Central Conference title. Both Richlands and East Duplin undefeated in the conference, and this game will be in Beulahville.
And I wrote this down when I looked at the pick sheet as the best game of the week. Richlands is a team that not a lot of people in the area know about, but they've gone through quality competition, they've handled quality competition, and they've really set themselves up at the top of that conference. East Duplin is too strong at home, they're too physical on defense, they're that smash mouth team that we've talked about all year long, and I don't think that's going to change at all. This is going to be a low-scoring, hard-fought, tight game, and I'm going to take East Duplin to win.
Yep, I think that's the right choice there, too. That's who I'll be picking. I'm giving away one of my picks, but that's okay. Yeah, like I said, East Duplin, they've two-time defending conference champion. They're going for a third one on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Let's go down the rest of the schedule. In the Mid-Eastern, like we said, Hager at Ashley and New Bern at Laney, and then the third game that we didn't talk about here, New Hanover at Rose.
And then we head over to the Waccamaw. We got East Bladen at South Brunswick that we touched on, Whiteville at South Columbus that we also touched on. Those are two games that are really going to decide a lot. And West Brunswick at West Bladen, that's not exactly a sleeper game, Dan.
No, it's not. I mean, West Bladen is playing better. West Brunswick still got more athletes, I think. It's just one of those things. Can they keep from turning the ball over? I think that's how they win that game. But West Bladen is a lot better than they have been in the past.
Absolutely. Richlands at East Duplin, we talked about in the East Central. Also, Topsail at Northside, that'll be a very competitive win there. Both teams 3-2 in the conference, and Topsail's really been playing well the second half of the season.
Yeah, this is a big win for them. Brian Davis said it last week. They have the 4 wins to qualify for the playoffs. They really would like one more. They play South Lenora next week. This is a winnable game. For the first time in a while, you can say Topsail at Northside is a winnable game for the Pirates.
East Columbus at a Fairmont team who's been playing very well as of late. East Columbus needs that 4th win. James Keenan at Hobton in the Tri-County. Lakewood at Pender. That'll be a very good game. Pender still playing well. Union at Wallace Rose Hill. That game also, 2 very quality teams going at it at Wallace. Midway at Trask, we touched on a little bit. And finally closing it out, St. Paul's at West Columbus.
Last game that we didn't talk about on the schedule, and we said we were going to, this in the Independent School Association. Harold's Christian plays at Ravenscroft School up in the Triangle this week. That's Harold's is undefeated under Coach Jack Hawley, looking to get back to their state championship game for the 3rd year in a row. Right. They're playing up one level against a Ravenscroft team that is Division I, even though Harold's is Division II. This should be a whale of a game. They've got some guys that just keep posting numbers.
The winner of this one goes on to really win out of those independents right now. They're both 3-0 out of that independent, the NCI SAA.
That's right.
And 9-0 Harold's. 6-4 Ravenscroft, 2 very high-quality opponents.
Yeah, I was going to say, like I said, it's something we don't get to touch on as much around here, but that should be a fun game for them as well. So, like I said, make sure you go online and check out and see who else the Little Maracas might be going for this week. I think that's it, though.
Yeah, it's all updated. It's all there for you. Check it out.